to see all those British bands that came over in the early 60s, the Stones, the Beatles, the Kinks, the Who, all those great bands that just started in England. I just saw a special on Netflix about Keith Richards, and he talked about how he met Mick Jagger for the first time, and when he figured out they were totally into the same music, Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry, all those people. There were not so many kids around who were listening to this kind of music that came over from America to the UK, So this music, to us, being the generations after the Stones, right? We were inspired by all those British bands, of course, before we heard about Elvis, Little Richard, all those guys as well. But with those British bands, it was so inspiring to pick up an instrument, and to play music with your friends. And not thinking about a career, but thinking about where can we play next weekend, and how can we manage to get some cool equipment, And I needed a PA system, microphone, amplifiers, the whole thing. And so if we landed a gig, how do we get there? Maybe sometimes all our friends showed up with their little cars, vans, whatever it was, and we need another car for the drum set, So, and then you had the lead guitar player saying, "Oh, I'm feeling not well today, maybe I cannot play." "Oh, come on, you have to play. We play tonight, 30 kilometers outside of Hanover, which was a big thing, But so it was really with the help of our friends, and then putting all the little money we had into the band, to buy some equipment, and so building it up. And really we tried to figure out, is this the right place for us? Is there enough talent? Are we good enough for this? We didn't speak English really, but our heroes came from England, America, and English was, for this kind of music, was the only language, So at that, in those days, nobody thought about writing songs in German, really, That came up a little later in the early 70s. But for us, for this kind of music, you had to write English songs. But in those days, we were all doing cover versions. Every band did. And here around Hanover, there were many, many talented groups. And they were all singing in English. And nobody wrote songs in those days. All we did was playing cover versions, from all those very familiar songs, and we played for maybe 5 hours a night with little breaks in between, But it was a good school, like the Beatles when they played in Hamburg at the Star Club. Kind of the same thing. It was a good school to figure out, can we do this? And maybe we need a new drummer or something, So it was the beginning of a crazy ride, and it is today.